I swear to God, this thing. Are you guys getting sound now? Oh my God. Oh, fuck. So annoying. I really hope I got sound for all that gibberish. Let me just check. Output. Recording. Am I getting sound now? I don't know. You guys let me know if I'm getting sound. I was... Jesus. It was showing sound. How about now? Swear to God, this sound check thing, I've gone through entire BOCs without this because I didn't have a chance to look. Hopefully I've got some freaking sound now. Oh my God. Epic. Maybe there should be an outtake for Hefe's fails. That could be fun. Showing I got sound now. Crazy. What is going on? Still muted. Oh man. You can stream audio. I really hope Duke is trolling me. See, this is the crazy part. You can see I'm getting sound here. Don't know why. It's not showing up. Desktop audio is not showing up. Maybe that's something's wrong there. Let's check this. Desktop audio. That I never change. So weird. Oh, good. You can finally hear me. I don't know why it wasn't shown earlier. Well, let's try it again. What do you say? I'll go through it all again. So funny. All right. Let's see if we can't do this again. I'm not sure why that wasn't working. Hopefully everybody can hear me now. All right, let's give it a shot. I've got confirmation. I have no idea what changed. I literally didn't do anything different. Just went in there and I don't know. Could see the levels. All right. We'll go back through it. Take 2. Not sure why that wasn't working, but okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the setup. Let's talk about the announcements. Let's talk about this amazing Chalons matchup. So you kind of saw this somehow muted in the last go, but take 2 here. Wanted to talk about the Chalons matchups. So the additional, you can see here we've got 64 teams that are qualifying. Great group of teams, especially up at the top here, as well as at the bottom. Honestly, there's a lot of teams that had tough matchups, weren't able to get the points, maybe weren't able to get the people online to be able to move forward in the next rounds, but they held on and were able to get into this top 64 despite the fact that they had lost, and that's a first. Previous Chalons wasn't including top 64, so it was really difficult if you lost any match throughout those 4 weeks to be able to make it into the top finals and compete. But now we've got this top 64, which I think has really included a lot of variety, gives you a little bit of chance to move on if you just have one of those weeks where you have difficulty getting the team together, or you have a difficult time getting the matchups you need to get the points. Yes, and Duca, I totally want to just say hello to you, and it's amazing that I've got all you guys watching out for me. I just have to actually look at the chats, and I don't like to bring up my Discord when I'm on stream so that everybody can see all my exciting messages and people yelling at me and all that stuff. So yes, hello, Mr. Duca. Appreciate you keeping me on task here. One of my favorite Swedes, or Frenchie, depending on where you part of the country you're from. You have to ask me about the Swedish thing some other time. But anyway, back to Chalons. That's enough on you, Duca. Mr. Chris. Yeah, I think I was talking for about 25 minutes or something. Anyway, let's get back to it. So looking at this top list here, a lot of teams that we normally see in the top, the 808 folks, One, Neff, these are all big alliances, IFT, GOT, ROG. We've faced a number of these alliances, whether that's in battlefields or previous Chalons. A lot of big keeps, a lot of great teams. I know some of them have gotten a little bit smaller in power due to some of the issues they've had with a few of their keeps, but they still nonetheless are very powerful, very strong alliances that will be competing for that top spot in Chalons. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. APX here, we've got Soma and the gang. The Jip guys, we've got Dougie and the gang here, 204. They had a little bit of reduction in power, but nonetheless, very, very strong, very capable alliance. Great team to watch play. So you guys should check that out if they're streaming at all. The Ape Alliance, this is Ape 201, not the Ape 81. So different ape. RSD, our friends over in RSD. We've got Gauzy and Geronimo and Zarina and all the gang over there. Great job, guys. 115, strong alliance. Previous Chalons, they did not get matchups where they could amass enough points to get in the top 16. But now, clearly, you can see they're a capable team. Excited to see them play in the next rounds of Chalons here in the promotion stage. So cool that they got up there. Congratulations, guys. Keep up the good work. And maybe someday we'll get a merge with you guys. I know you've already had one, but hey, we'd love to get a merge somewhere, somehow. just to have some more fun. Other notables here, you see the Hot Alliance 164. I know they had some matchups where, again, points are an issue for some of these teams. I know points were pretty slow going for us as well, but no excuses. We're ranked number 21 there. So proud of our team and proud of our alliance for getting ranked all the way up at spot 21. I think that's the highest we've finished before, but somebody can tell me. Lots of other teams that we've played throughout battlefields. We've seen them in previous Chalons. 176, the Joy Alliance. Looks like they finished a little higher than HMB. Wow. Oh, all right. Maybe it's because the matchups. And anyway, that's just for Mime. Just giving Mr. Mime a little hard time there. But because I know 176 HMB super strong group, looking to see how they do in their next rounds and moving forward. So pretty excited to see them match up. I wish Anj and Mr. Mime were over helping us out. Well, we always like to have them running some keeps for us. So always fun to play with them. But good luck to them. And Elgato's gonna have to wait to get moving forward. Yes, I know, Duca, you're from Switzerland. It's a joke. It was a joke. All right, so back to it. S60, a lot of guys I used to play with are still on S60 playing there. Good group of people. It's a lot of fun to hang out with and play with. Yes, a lot of other teams down here. Top 64. It's anybody's game at this point. So I think there's obviously some top teams that will finish, for sure in the top 16, just based on their matchups and size and their skill. But there's going to be some surprises coming up. So excited to see how this all plays out. To see if we can't shake things up at the top there. So pretty cool that they're including additional alliances and give you the chance to move up, despite the fact you might have missed a round or had some people that had to work. Strange. People actually have to have lives outside of Ebony, but yeah, cool. So looking forward to getting into those matches. And with that, let's take a look at our match. I think I already did this. So this is like take 2. This should be like pro level streaming at this point. So here we are, the Purple Lotus, otherwise known as I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah. I wish we were the Peacocks. We really need to get a Peacock for Spit and Lion, the 2 Peacocks of our alliance. They like to strut their stuff, and we need to get this for a flag. So just saying. Yeah, so we got 3 other alliances. Look at the size, though. Really cool that we're going to be slinging. They're going to be slinging. I think it's going to be a great challenge matchup to watch. There should be a lot of action. I suspect it'll be a good hour or so of slinging and swinging. Maybe we'll get Lion singing, too. That's always fun. I know he was singing in the last round, and fan favorite there for all the folks to listen to him sing those rallies out. So looking forward to that. But yeah, lots of points available here. So really at the end of the day, it's going to be about who can show up, what teams are there, and who lands those rallies and able to coordinate as a team. So yeah, really fun round for us here to try to advance into the next round. So cool to see. Yep. So that's that. Let's just take a look quick here. Yeah, so some of those points you can see. Yeah, I think a little bit of a drop off as you get down here in total points, and really that's indicative of the matchups. Some people had just more keeps that they could clear. Sling more rallies, they get more points, right? Clear these best of Brad guys. I've got a lot of points as well as a 1 in Neff. A lot of big keeps, a lot of troops to throw around, so that's cool. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Two more battles. Why did I think there was 3? I think this is actually. Yeah, there's actually 3 more. Let's just look quick. C2. Viet Gang. RSP down at 7. Could be because they don't have the troops now. Or the participation. I don't know. I know they had a number of folks moving on from that alliance, which I get. But a lot of the usual suspects. But again, just overall, these top teams obviously are top teams, but our top teams on C1, just more troops, more availability of points. You see a pretty big drop off from their top teams to ours, but again, that's just about longevity and how long they've been in there, and the average size of keeps I think is bigger in C1 than it is on C2, C3, C4. C3, same thing. Top keeps, now they're only at 800. C4, 700. And then finally down here, very small. Some of these will have some big keeps, big heavy coiners that come out of the gate running the server kind of people, but look at Apex Predators on 1132. Wonder if that's the same ones. Wouldn't that be funny? So that's kind of the matchups. Yeah, almost 600K on the top end. So yeah, pretty cool. But don't count these guys out. I do not want to face some of these keeps, some of these alliances if they move them down into C1. You guys can stay right where you're at, please. It's hard enough already. All right, so back to it. You guys saw me do a purchase before. I'm not going to do that again, but using that Aptoide wallet, every time you use your wallet, if you're doing a purchase, you will actually get additional savings and additional coins that'll be sent back to your wallet to use on future purchases. So I think last time you saw I did a purchase using my coins. This would be those coins that are being used. So I wouldn't actually pay any money for this purchase because of the way I'm doing it with my credits that are available. So just wanted to show you that quick. And what the heck? Let's buy it. Come on. Because we can. So yeah, I think I had $100 credit right now. And that's one of the things I wanted to show you. I'm going to take you through the wallet here a little bit. Let's go out. Taking you into the wallet. So one of the things you'll see here, let me just double check, is this additional, actually, let me close this out. It's not exactly what I wanted to show you. There we go. Yeah, sometimes this doesn't, it's actually there, but sometimes the image doesn't load up. So yeah, this is a view inside your wallet. So as you saw, I went in on your desktop. This will be on your desktop on your phone, or if you're using an emulator like I do, because I'm typically playing on a Apple device. So I'm using an emulator, using BlueStacks here to go in and do my purchases. And I sometimes stream from here just so I can use my phone for other things. But anyway, just a view inside the wallet. As you all know, you want to make sure you've got that promo code Hefe activated so you can get that additional 5% on all your purchases. And that's what's going to show up here. This is that promotional code, 5%. That's what it's getting you for using Hefe. So this is what I referred to as our base percentage. So you start with 10%, and over the last 3 months, I've been able to build 2 to 3 months, actually. I don't think it's been quite 3. Been able to build up my percentage up to 16%. So every day I'm saving 21% on all my in-game purchases using Aptoide. So huge savings as I do any purchases. Also, being an Hefe El Hefe promo code user and subscriber. Check this out, 10%. So we've had 5% additional bonuses come up starting tomorrow. This is going to be active tomorrow. You'll get an additional 10%. So like I had said before, I'm getting 16 plus 5. You do the math, that's 21. So tomorrow, I'll be getting this additional 10% bonus using in-game purchases on the King's Return. So 31% bonus. So just put that into perspective. I know there's people backloading and doing all these things to try to skirt around Ebony and save money, which I get. But using Aptoide, completely legal way to do your purchases in game. We've even seen it now in emails that have come out. Aptoide's listed as a approved wallet that you can use. So no concerns there. But these prices are really those same prices that some of those pack loaders are giving you. Now they're not quite pink gems, but pink gems are not advisable, as you've seen a lot of these big keeps getting zeroed in resources. In fact, I think there was another round of resource clearing today for some of these guys that were using the pink gems. They still want to get their money out of them that they use to grow their keeps, whether that was on the pink gems or just loading in general. So again, Aptoide, a free and legal way of doing savings within Ebony. So 31% I'll be getting tomorrow on any purchases. Now, if you're outside the US, which I'm not, I'm in the United States. If you're, say, in Europe, you actually get 31%, or I'd be getting 31% on the actual price of the purchase, as well as savings inside my wallet. So 62% for all those non-US buyers, purchasers using Aptoide. So you can get that all the way up to 70%. Now, like I said, I've only got 31%. You can get all the way up to 35% with the additional 10% tomorrow. So yeah, take advantage of that. If you're a new user, there'll be links in the description below on how to download and use Aptoide. And if you're an existing user, yeah, just make sure you take advantage of that tomorrow if you plan to do any purchases during this event. So pretty cool. And what else did I go through? I think I went through, I know what else it was. So I had I've got a subscriber. He is asked me to go through his keep and do kind of a walkthrough on his keep. Give him some pointers, maybe some ideas, and really just talk about what he's doing currently, what his server's like, what's his role, all those things. I think a lot of times I get questions, which general should I use, Hef? Well, 20 minutes later when I figured out what it is you do, how you're playing, where you're playing, what your role is in your alliance, what you're trying to do, what generals you have, how much spending you do, all those things really play into how you should make some of those choices. So I'm going to kind of walk through that with one of our subscribers and give him some ideas on what he might do to improve his keep and maybe do some long-term planning for how he might utilize his resources going forward. Because as you know, some of these things like, tech scrolls, some of the civ gear pieces, which gear piece should I pick? Which general should I open and use? Spending my rune stones, all those things, have a limited availability for some folks. Some folks have more than others, and some folks don't have a lot of options. So I think that's one of the things we forget is, me being the size I am and the what I do, spending wise, getting, winning some of the daily things and getting additional resources, getting additional gems and other things I sometimes forget. Not everybody is at that level. So I think it'll be a good perspective to give some advice based on a real world example, not something that's my keep, but somebody else's. Give them some things to think about and how I actually make my choices. I just may have a few more choices than others based on what I've got. But it's still the same process. Just you might not have all the same gens I do, or all the resources that I've got or gems to be able to make changes like I do on a regular basis. So I get that. Yeah, so that'll be fun to do. Somebody's got a question here. Gray Ghost. I was wondering if you could tell me how to get the Play Store symbol in the left-hand corner to come back. Lost it. It doesn't show up anymore. Play Store. Oh, I don't know. This Play Store, I don't know if there's a way to get that back or not. I would assume you can download the Play Store using your browser. So you might try Chrome, see if you can download the Play Store. Otherwise, I'd just do some searching on. Yeah, HJ. I didn't want to out you there on the chat, but I know it's you. So HJ is the guy I was going to work with. Maybe tomorrow, HJ. I don't know if you're available tomorrow. I might have some time in the morning. What's your schedule like? Well, I'll talk with you on Discord after I get done here, and we can plan out a time you want to stream and share your keep, and we can walk through it. People, maybe we can ask questions on stream, and really, I just want to go through it and give you some ideas. I've been playing for a little over 6 years, so I've got a lot of experience. I don't know everything. I won't claim to know everything. In a lot of cases, you guys will hear me even like on the Chalons. I read that stuff just like everybody else. So as new things come out, I am certainly not up to speed on all things Ebony, but I usually know who to talk to or can take the time to look at it. So I can generally figure it out. But yeah, so I'm excited to do that with the HJ. We'll maybe you can do that tomorrow or maybe over the weekend if you got some time. What else did I do last time when I was muted for the entire 25 minutes I talked? I think that was it. Oh, Civ Gear. I was going to tell you guys. And I think this is one example of what I might do that, not everybody's got access to it. Currently on my ground set, I'm considering switching. I've been saving up any of those. I've got a couple, I think, over the last whatever time that I haven't made a Cake 10 piece in a long time, but I think I got 2 scrolls for that. So I'm planning on updating my ground set, as I've already done my siege set. I want to do my ground set. So I'm looking at changing out my weapon as well as my chest piece. And I'm actually going to do the Aztec weapon and Aztec chest. And then I'm also going to do 2 pieces from the Antonine set. I don't remember which ones. I'll have to look at my notes. But I'm basically going to have a 2-piece set bonus for Aztec, Antonine, and then the Furnkazan. Let's call it Furnkazan. The Japanese set. So we'll have 2 set bonuses for all those pieces, which is nice. Yeah, there's good set bonuses with the rally capacity as well as the march size for the 4 set bonus on the Antonine set. But I think based on the buffs that you're getting from those 2 pieces as well as the 2 set bonuses, I think it's a better choice to actually get those for me anyway. So I might take you through that on stream at some point and going through it. So yeah, look for that in the future. I will say, and I think this is something that's under or not is overlooked a little bit by a lot of folks, especially spenders. I don't think they realize how big of a bonus some of these full set bonuses add over all the sets. I know that I have a number of these sets completed, so you can see all those that are green. I'm getting those actual additional full set bonuses as well, and that's huge. Those are just things that are sitting there. I don't really have to do anything other than build the pieces now. Like Rourke, yeah, I could build this. I don't really need that. This is for bosses. Abbas said I had this for Siege at the time. Bourbon set, I know I can build these out if I want, and I actually might do that to get these additional set bonuses. But again, I don't want to just build to build. If I'm not going to use those pieces, I want to save them for future, especially those coveted Cake 10 pieces. Augustus, I have never finished that off. I could do that as well. So that's all things that play into, do I really want to build this ground set? And I'm going to take a look at that, just compare the numbers from what I've got now and where I want to get to. And then you can see this just fades away here on set bonuses because I stop spending and don't do as much spending as I used to. So, but again, making choices as we go forward. I don't think that I'll do anything with these range sets. Yeah, I might finish off my siege set just to get the siege bonuses. But again, that's another Cake 10 piece that I'd have to utilize. Those coveted scrolls, so. Yeah. And yeah, 46 billion. I got fat. And what did I do to do that? Some people like to, and someday I'll do a full walkthrough. I think what I'd like to do is walk through some other folks' keeps and take a look at things. But I can certainly go through my keep, my setup. But one of the things you'll see here, you'll notice here my layers. This is one of the things I finalized finally. I got 25 million layers all the way down to T2s. So that's just to create that base of troops for defending, as well as some of the joining troops, certainly at the high T10 and up that I send on rallies and such. I don't have a lot of T1s. I know, I'm not a big T1 guy. I could go ahead and, with the resources I've got, committed tons of resources to these. I just don't do that. I don't believe in the last 2 hits being, clearing a billion troops that are all T1s. I just don't see the point. If you're at that point, you're already done. So go ahead, kill me. I'd rather get cleared for 9 billion than like 2 billion clears. I don't know, call me crazy. But yeah. So starting to get those upper layers to the T15s and T14s are starting to shape up. My approach being I don't typically make a lot of calves. I did make some this round just to get some additionals for joining rallies, as well as doing bosses and making some of those things easier and less wounded on bosses, even though I don't get much. Just putting on the weight. But you can see most of my size is really coming from those joining layers, 13s and 12s and 11s. Depending on the troop type, I've got 30 million, 40 million of these levels. So yeah, just a lot of approach really for defending as well as joining rallies. So yeah, happy to show you my siege set, Grey Ghost. And so I'll show you my preset first. I'm using Philip and Ramses as my setup. I've got Philip fully ascended, fully spec'd, obviously, and Ramses is fully spec'd. That's the setup for my presets. We can take a look at the generals. So what I've got is I've basically got a mix of the Hyen, Abbas. I don't think I have any. I think it's just Hyen and Abbas now. I think I got rid of. Yeah. So you can see I get the rally capacity for Hyen. So 4-set bonus for Hyen. And then I've got 2 Abbas pieces. And there may be in other slots that I should look at a little bit. I do like having those set bonuses. And I think they're valuable set bonuses to have. So I don't think I'll change this out. I think I did the analysis at the time. But who knows? There might be a piece out there that has come out since I changed this. I believe I changed this right before All-Stars, last All-Stars. So that I could have a second set that I use for raining and joining a second rally, taking buildings, whatever I needed to do there. Or if I had a marching coming back, I could still send a on a siege, which there was a lot of going on. So, but yeah, this is my weapon, helm, chest, pants. And you can see what I try to do is my sort of bar based on gems and other things as I'm getting my refines done. 25, 26 is kind of my bar for keeping those, especially if it's the fourth one. It's like, yeah, I don't need to spend just to get a couple more percentage. Now, I have been known to go back and just finish out a few here and there if I've got additional things, but basically just trying to get above the old set limit of 25 just to feel good about some of the new pieces. But yeah, that's my set. Also, you'll be happy to know I today just got Kochian up to 15. So the deadly Kochian dragon for siege, it gives you some pretty good buffs there. And you see I'm split between attack and HP. Yeah, Grey Ghost. You are right. I think it's the head and legs for Antonine and the weapon and chest for the Aztec pieces. That's what I'm considering making. But again, I want to go look at those set bonuses and see, or set, the other sets that I don't have done, particularly some of the cav pieces. If I finish out the bourbon and get those, basic 15% across all, I think would be nice to have for calves, whether that's defending, joining, or bosses. I'm going to look at doing that. HJ is asking why I've only got 7 million calves. So calves, I just don't, I don't send a lot of 15s and 14s on rallies or on my presets. On one-offs, I will, slide up the 15s or the 14s a little bit, but especially in battlefields, I don't really care to lose them. But, I think that's, if people are going to arch rally to take out points, whether that's in SVS or in battlefields, they're going to want to try to hit those calves with an arch rally, and I would welcome that. They could certainly do that. I could build this up. I've got additional. I've probably got the most of resources of ore, but at the end of the day, I just don't need them. Some people are really heavy into using Boudica. I know Rat King, you're mentioning it up here. A lot of people are doing that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad choice. But at my size, honestly, if they want to go after my calves, I will do pretty well. With my setup right now, with the refines I've got, Boudica would be nice. I don't think it's as good as protecting my siege layers and my arch layers and the way I've got my setup. Really, I'm set up as a bigger player to try to eat those rallies that are going to whittle me down. And yeah, they can kill my calves. They can do damage to my calves, but I will definitely be taking them along the ride, especially in SVS. I typically go positive on all rallies that are arch, even if they're killing my calves. I definitely go positive on those, so that's without reins. Yeah. So I'm not too worried about it. So I could technically probably make some more calves, but there's enough there that people will like to take a swing at them. Yeah. Somebody's mentioning about the 9.5 versus 9.6. A bit of an arbitrary, comparison. But yeah, it does come down to those little details on the refines. And I could certainly go back and improve all that, which I have been known to do for certain pieces. But again, like, let's say I did that for the ground set that I've got, and I'm going to go replace 4 pieces. Was it really worth it? Probably not. Not for a few percentages or to show up on top of the list. I'm not typically concerned about that, but yeah, anything over 9 is, in my opinion, pretty damn powerful. Yep. Yeah, Grey Ghost is a good point. The point that what'll happen is I'll be reducing rally capacity. I'm choosing exactly what you said, 20% attack and HP and defense over the rally capacity. Now, typically, yeah, a huge ground rally is great. How many of those do you do compared to an arch, a siege, and even a cav rally? Yeah, we use our ground a lot now, but I would say it's our 4th most used rally type. So I'm not too worried about getting a few more million into that rally, even despite the fact that we can't fill them now. So who knows, that could change in the future, but yep, exactly the choice, getting additional percentage on those base stats. And that's again back to the why do I get the set bonuses? Those set bonuses at 15% are pretty valuable because it doesn't matter what set you've got on or what gear you've got on. So I could choose, like say for calves, I could choose to go get the bourbon set bonus and then being able to change out some of my pieces to give me some other bonuses, whether it's march size or other things that I might reduce my attack, HP, and defense, or I might just decide to double up on some of those stats as well. So again, all choices. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think some people say this is the best. Here's what you have to do. You won't hear me say that. You just won't. I don't believe in the one best set. Yes, there are some best sets for certain things. There are some best sets combo wise on attack gens and assistant gens for sure. But if you are going to hang your hat on 5%, 10%, even 20%, I don't know. You go for it. And back to my original, not everybody's got all the gems and all the resources to be able to switch out those things and make the changes some others do. So the advice that I typically give is really going to be based on the individual and what they've got, how they play, what their role is, what server they're on, what kind of things they do. Do they like battlefields? Do they want to just participate in SVS? What's their game style really plays into some of those choices too. So anybody that tells you there's a one best set is cracked. Yes. Next, I was debating. I think I landed on getting my ground dragon up to 15 next. One might argue I should get my Ladon up. I mean, it's insane how long I've had these dragons. Although you got to remember, I've had these dragons before the cap was now 15, so I'm not as lazy as I look. But yes, I do forget to do my dragons. So if you see me online or you're on stream and you want to remind me to feed my dragons, I've been known to do it even in Battlefield when I get reminded. So I've also decided I think I'm gonna stick with Nidhogg for my main. I've got it on Zao currently. Ziz is a great dragon, don't get me wrong, but I think with the difference in defense versus HP, I would rather use Nidhogg. So at least for me, I think that's going to be the choice for my calves. Rat King's asking about sub-gen equipment. Yeah, I think that sub-gen equipment, you will see me throw on. In fact, I don't even know. Again, I get a little lazy. I get bored with some of these things. I don't look at it that often, but typically, like going into this next Chalons round, I will be taking a day to day or two even to review my setups and making sure I got my blazons figured out, making sure I've got my subgens and gear. Can I, do a quick ascend and gain a few more percentages? Maybe I make some of those Civ gear pieces. I typically look at big events as a time for me to review my keep. I don't like to do it every day because there's so many avenues to go down and so many rabbit holes to go down to try to get the best of the best. And it takes time and effort to make sure, all those things you've been saving up and earning, you're not just wasting them. So I don't like to do that on a regular basis only because it's a lot of work. And I think some people think you just click away every time you get things and, build that cake 10 piece as soon as you can. I don't operate that way. Just because I don't think that they make that big a difference. As a total, sure. Yeah, I got great buffs. I got big dragons, big keeps, all these things, but I still don't waste a lot of time and effort trying to tinker with it all the time. I'd rather play, honestly. So yeah, the subgens equipment. There is the set for subgens. I've not completed that set. I've got equipment on the generals. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I've got the Archimedes sets, but you'll see I've got a mix of anything that gives a better bonus. I do have some pieces right now. Pretty sure I've got some pieces sitting in inventory that I should be sticking on these gens, but and I'll look at that tomorrow. And I've also even got some new subgens that I really should integrate in, but I'm not. I forget who I got that I was going to look at doing. I finally got Antonius. I got this guy. The other day, I think he'll be a good choice. But again, ability to ascend him is a lot different than ascending, say, Baldwin, where I've got one fully ascended. I've considered doing a second. I got Mark Antony. I've also got this guy here. I've considered using him. I definitely won't be using Mansa Musa. Another guy here. Yeah, just I need to sit down and look at those things, but again, I don't make a lot of big changes like that too quickly. Yeah, old Gray Ghost was just following up on that Siege. Yes, that is why I use that set, because of the rally bonus, because of Siege. Now, you could argue I don't need to do that because we don't fill. Hopefully we will soon. What's it going to do? Oh, one of the things that I'm hopefully going to finish up here soon, huge bump. I was able to get level 4 on a few of my art treasures. Big bump in your stats. So I got those 2. But you can see I'm very close with a bunch of other ones. So hopefully I'll get those. But these are big. I mean, these are the other thing that, I know the pink gem guys, the loaders don't like to, don't call me Genghis, please. But, he's right. I mean, they do keep all those things that weren't resources and troops. Yeah, they got their troops wiped. They got their resources wiped, but they kept all the art treasures. Now, you can't tell me that this is a huge, huge bonus compared to what you get. I'd say most people are at 2 and 3, maybe just trying to get 2. If you're not a big spender, there's no way in hell you're getting this high. And that's where they get some of those 3,000 buffs and insane defensive buffs, which it's fine. It doesn't bother me, but those things do add up. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, you can see that I opened these up as well. But yeah, I need to get some more art treasures, so do some more bosses, do some more things to get those. Yes, but you did miss Chalons. Turns out her family breakfast was more important. Yeah, Rat King, if you make full sets of Archimedes for your subs, that's the initial step. And then for me, I mean, just a basic tip on this. I don't want to just necessarily go through all of this, but what I do when I built these sets, and again, I haven't gone back to look at it. Yep, the 6-sec bonus is what you're looking for. And then also, as you saw, I don't have all 6-set bonus. Like here, obviously, I'm not getting a 6-set bonus. But I'm utilizing pieces that give you, one in my opinion, things that I would like to have, better bonuses, higher debuffs than this worrying about getting the 6-set bonus. So, as we talked, the other thing on piece choices, they're off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact ones, but in some cases, the set bonus or the bonus on the actual piece, there's only one debuff. I believe it's the helm. Actually, not. It might be the chest piece. I think it's the chest piece. I think the chest piece, there's like 2 different chests that you can build. Yeah, I'm not even going to quote this wrong, but basically you want to look for the one that's got 2. Some of them have 1 debuff. Some of them have 2 debuffs. Some pieces you might want that desired debuff and not worry about the second. I've done that for some of those pieces, but in the majority of those choices I made, I was looking specifically for anything that had 2 bonuses. So you can pick between the Fearless and Courageous. And then there's always a debate on how much Arch debuff you need versus HP debuffing. Yeah, this is obviously a big range debuff, but you'll notice I've got, trying to debuff the HP and ground, I think is really important too. So you kind of split between those 2. You might, if you've got other pieces that give you additional ranged, I think you can't go wrong with debuffing Arch attack, as that's one of the major rallies that's sent, but you're also seeing a lot of people send cav and ground rallies for some of those 5 to 10 billion keeps just to clear them, and they're doing it. So anything you can do to debuff HP from those incoming rallies, it's more of a defensive thing, which I think applies to everyone, unless you're ghosting and you're smaller. But as you get bigger and you're taking rallies, it's gonna help you to debuff the HP of the troops coming in to fight your troops. So yeah, but like mentioned in the chat, you're looking for that 6-set bonus, and to me, you can't go wrong on which one you choose. Weapon choices, you can look at that as well. Again, I'm trying to even out what my stats are on defense. So have somebody hit you with a troop and check your stats. Are you lacking an HP debuff for calves, or for ground HP debuffing or defense debuffing? You might want to use the spear instead of using the axe. I think I use a bunch of spears. I think I use one of each, I believe. But again, you'll notice that the siege debuff is probably the easiest one to get. So you could argue I could change this out to something else, sword or bow or axe. But again, just looking at your stats, looking at your refines, looking at the gear pieces you've got on your wall general can determine which of those Archimedes gear you want to make. Because eventually you're going to get hit by all those rallies, all those troop types you need, as well as considering if you're going to do a solo. That's the other reason to have certain types of gear on your subgens. If you're sending your subs on a solo, those debuffs are going to apply as well. So if you're doing ground solos, debuffing all the troops, and you want to try to do a big clear, you might want to debuff their ground more than debuffing other things. You might want to debuff their arch. You might want to debuff their calves, because that's the defending troop that's going to do a lot of damage to you. So really just a lot of choices there, and there's no one right answer. It just depends on your play style and what you're looking to do. So, all right, well, I've got an appointment I got to run to, get ready for, so I am going to get off stream here. Don't forget to check out that Aptoide. I know I bring it up. I just don't want you guys spending full dollar on any of the purchases you might be doing, whether that's for your friend's stamina or for your cake pieces, whatever. You might as well make some savings. So check out Aptoide. And get that working tomorrow. Again, reminder, 10% savings on Aptoide. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help build the channel. Appreciate everybody tuning in today and watching, even though I did it twice. I'm not sure why that was, but anyway, I'm gonna log off here and get back to real life for a little bit, and I'll be checking in with you guys later on tonight. Have a good day.